I'm going to confess something that's a little too obvious. Yeah, I did sort of edit his video.
All the time in the world to add shitty effects, but you can't be bothered to show evidence.
Roadbreach, go kill yourself. I hope you die in a car.
Yeah, whatever. I hope your family dies in an automobile wreck.
Hello everyone, and I hope y'all are having a great day today, because unfortunately for our pal Roadbreach here, he isn't. And I wouldn't be either if I were dealing with being slandered as a pedo and mechanophile, which is exactly what this retarded channel Saythe decided to do, without providing any evidence in his video or even looking for a source himself. He just took someone else's comment at face value and went on to blindly accuse Roadbreach in his video multiple times.
Roadbreach, an infamous person, illegally a mechanophile, and well, even harsher, a pedophile. Now for a fact, it's proven he's into furry porn and other borderline not safe for work stuff.
I mean bro, I'm not one to stray away from laughing at Roadbreach for being a furry, but that doesn't correlate to him being a pedo. See what I mean by providing no source to back that up? Even worse, the stupid image you covered up wasn't even NSFW to begin with. You just did all of that to make him look worse, or as you claimed, for quote, satirical reasons. But so much has happened in this situation, with it now recently escalating to literally doxing Roadbreach and his family members, and even threatening to dox me when I called him out for it, which you have to be some real bottom of the barrel scab on humanity to stoop this fucking low, and honestly, that's just an understatement to say the least. I know I'm getting ahead of myself at the moment, but taking my own advice from my stream on Smash, I feel like this is important to address at the beginning of the video so that more people have a chance to see it before clicking off. So I will cover more of his video and this entire situation, and trust me, all of it is just as cancerous. But let's recap a bit first, shall we, and go back to where this all started. So, a while back, shortly after the drama between Roadbreach and X-Lucas happened, a video got shared in my Discord server from this guy. Now, of course, the cancerous editing was what threw most people off at first, but Roadbreach noticed that for some reason this guy randomly used his face for a snippet of the video, which ultimately had nothing to do with him to begin with. This erupted into some petty drama and squabbling between the two in YouTube comments and Discord DMs over the following months. During this, Saythe eventually joined my server to ask us some questions about Roadbreach. This was after Roadbreach originally left my server as well. It was also during this conversation that Saythe admitted to going to fucking college just for his stupid edit spamming, which I find hilarious. I mean, you've been on YouTube for nearly 6 years and can't break 1k subs, but you have a college degree for your editing though. Get a refund already. But back on track, the only reason the topic of his editing was brought up was due to Roadbreach also calling him out for it being annoying. I mean, you know you're sad when Roadbreach of all people is right about your terrible editing. Now, fast forward through the online squabbling up to just the other day, when I was hanging out with YouTube's biggest femboy, and my favorite, when Roadbreach abruptly DM'd me one of Saythe's videos stating that he was accusing him of being a pedophile. I didn't want to take this at face value, so I checked out the video myself, and not only was he accusing him in the thumbnail of being a pedo and zoophile, but did so multiple times throughout the video along with calling him a mechanophile, all while having absolutely zero evidence.
Do I need to prove myself?
Listen here, Saythe. I'm tired of your bullshit. I'm going to use my power to save the universe from you. I'm Roadbreach. Age is just a number, and cars are human too.
Bro, your editing seriously makes me want to jump off a cliff in Minecraft, if you catch my drift. And your voice is even worse. It is not cut out for commentary style videos. But that's all besides the point, because you're treating your allegations and accusations as a fucking joke, which they aren't. I even tried telling you this afterwards, but we'll get into that momentarily.
Now I think we all get the point of who is this. It's an immature Mike Lightning Queen who loves to interview children stuff. His mindset revolves around being one. Other than him being hypocritical batshit, egotistical, pedophilia as well, which I'll talk about it later in another video. I'm gonna react to his.
So in other words, you had no source to back up your accusations? I mean, you even admitted that yourself multiple times later down the line, and only after this all blew up in your face did you decide to look into the matter. inadvertently admitting to not doing any research before blindly slandering someone. You can edit the hell out of your videos, but actually researching pedophile allegations? Nah. My tummy hurts. Can't do that. So, obviously, after seeing his video for myself, I got a hold of Saythe on my server and asked him why he would make such baseless claims, slandering Roadbreach. But he ultimately just gave me a huge runaround without providing any evidence and even making pathetic excuses like my tummy hurts in response to not providing any evidence whatsoever. He even blatantly admitted in my server at the time that he just took someone's comment on one of his videos about Roadbreach being a pedo at face value. Sadly, I have no screenshot of that specifically as I banned him from my server, deleting his messages, but I will show some of the excuses that I did manage to screenshot as I go. But either way, a lot of his ignorance was still corroborated after the fact on Nier's livestream, because of course literally moments after I banned Saythe, Nier decided to stream this whole situation featuring myself, Krillix, and a few others. And there's one part in specific I want to briefly cover some of in this video, because we conveniently got the man and legend himself, Saythe, to show up live on stream. So, let's see what this slanderous little douche had to say in his defense, shall we?
Alright, Saythe, some questions. What drove you into actually making this dog shit video? I'm just very curious.
Dude, first of all, what's your words? I can say the same to you, be honest here.
What?
Like,
Wow.
it's actually good videos. Just saying. I'm
Actually
being
good
honest
video.
here.
Spamming
No,
your
no,
edits
no,
isn't
no,
actually good
no.
videos, we're talking about the
Wait, let
pedo
me
allegations,
explain.
I don't
Just
care
now,
about your
no.
editing. I have to get this out of the way now for the rest of this stream, because I'm really not sorry to tell you, Saythe, that cramming as many edits per frame as possible in your video doesn't increase the quality of them, and you certainly don't have the voice for it either. You can tell he just takes this stuff very personally because he always feels the need to prove how he and his videos are better whenever even asked simple questions, just like in my Discord server. All of that is besides the point because, as I said on stream, it has nothing to do with the pedo allegations, so what an amazing deflection.
Yeah, where the
What?
fuck did you
Let
conjure
me
the
talk.
idea that
Holy
fucking
fuck,
Roadbreach?
dude, let me talk. Dude, let me talk. Let me speak, okay?
We just tried to. And the very first thing you did was take a petty jab at Nier instead of answering. Yet when that elicits a response from us, you have the gall to get annoyed that you somehow can't speak your case? Fucking bitch made much?
So first of all, leave editing aside. First of all, Roadbreach kept being obsessed after me, after Squiddy, after everybody.
Roadbreach being, quote, obsessed with you or your little fuck buddies in no way condones baselessly accusing and slandering him as a pedo. I find this especially ironic for reasons that will come up later in the stream.
He's been annoying me.
Getting obsessed with you. You're the one that started it by putting a random edit of his
Nope,
face in one of your
I did
videos.
not. Dude,
Yeah, what
do
the
you
fuck was the point in that?
Do you seriously believe him? Do you seriously believe a guy with a car?
What do you believe in? We saw it for
Dude.
ourselves.
Like, dude, even my
What
10-year-old
evidence have you provided to prove otherwise? We've seen the full story
Well,
so far unless you have something to refute it.
If you want to get evidence, then go with Squiddy, not me. Look, it's a long story.
We
First of
invited your
all,
buddy Squiddy here too. Alright, so far his best defenses have been, do you really believe the guy with car PFP, and I don't have any evidence of this, go ask the guy whose word I took at face value. Yes, that's who Squiddy was in this situation, which conveniently Squiddy never actually talked to any of us or showed us any evidence to this day. We're trying
We
to
have
get
all
in
the time in the
contact with
First of
world.
all, Squiddy's not a very fucking credible source because he tried calling me a fucking alt of Roadbreach just to show how fucking retarded he was.
Yeah.
I don't care if you think it's satirical, it's not something to joke about calling someone a pedophile is slander.
Like, autism is shit. I hate autism. Fuck
I
you,
don't-
autism.
You hate autistic people?
Yep, you heard it live, folks. The man straight up admitted to being ableist. Oh, and just to further expose this absolute douchebag, he further corroborated this after stream. I'm not sure what chat or server this is in, but the man straight up went, I don't want to sound ableist, while proceeding to say some ableist bullshit. Like, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you? As if that's any kind of reason to slander someone either.
Oh, sorry,
So
you're
you're just
ableist.
Exposed.
Okay, so you have a problem with me.
And that's a reason.
That's not a good reason to do anything
So you're admitting that this didn't start with Roadbreach being obsessed with you. You just hate autist people.
Dude, shut the fuck up.
Bro,
No,
take your own fucking advice and actually say what you're trying to fucking say instead of saying shut up every time.
Instead of saying shut up to everybody, just make your actual statement. Instead of getting this heated, it's not hard to talk. It really isn't.
Dude, you aren't letting me talk. Like, first of all...
Oh, then fucking say it, you dipshit.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself, Krillix, because this is where the conversation really started to tumble downhill. The guy literally started spurging out at us that he couldn't speak after dropping a bomb like "I hate autists." Not only that, but you could just hear how defensive he's getting, repeatedly yelling at us to shut up without making any of his actual points, as if we're in the wrong for calling him out here somehow.
Yeah,
Give me a good reason why I shouldn't care about someone basically calling me a pedophile on the internet without any
Like, no,
source.
Roadbreach has done really messed up shit, but I don't
Like
have
what? What's the
screenshots.
evidence?
What?
Where's your evidence? What did he do?
Yeah, what do you do?
Like, dude, look, if you want evidence, then I'll be honest, I don't really have it at this
So
moment.
then you're just running with the idea just because someone told you. You took someone's word at face value. Yeah, you want my evidence? Well, I don't actually have any, sorry. Like, bruh, you're the only person I've met legitimately who might be worse about their evidence than fucking Tomboy. How?
If we take the video you just made and cut out the zoophile / mechanophile / pedophile allegations, your video would have been fine. We would have had no issue with it. The problem is the accusations you made with no evidence to back it up.
You're acting like it's a joke. It isn't. Pedo allegations aren't something you take lightly. I don't care how much you try to play it off as haha, it was funny on the internet. We shouldn't take it seriously. That's retarded.
Pedo accusations literally ruin people's lives at times.
You are literally
They do.
slandering him because you don't like the guy, because he obsessed over me, and you took someone's word at face value. That's wrong.
Yeah, I'm
You have
kind
all
of
the
busy.
time in the world to add shitty effects, but you can't be bothered to show evidence.
Roadbreach, go kill yourself. I hope you die in a car.
But when he has a legitimate point about your video, you don't have a response other than shit. Please God!
Oh, there he's going. There he goes. There he goes.
Pathetic little shit. How in the fuck are you expecting anyone to believe you or take you seriously or even pretend that you have a side to this story to begin with when Roadbreach asks you the most basic of all questions? You could edit spam the fuck out of your video but couldn't take 10 seconds to verify any source, so you just tell the man to game end himself and literally run from the situation. You know, I take back one of the very first things I said to you in my server months ago. You really are a manipulative, gaslighting douchebag. And this is only the tip of the iceberg, folks, because after the VC we had with him and Nier stream ending shortly thereafter, well, this situation is still unfolding. So now we have to discuss what I'm referring to as the aftermath, because oh boy, the following days of Nier stream are eventful. So much so that my video went from a quick response about Roadbreach being slandered to a full-on documentary about this Saythe dude. So let's try to go over as much as I can, as quick as I can, in mostly chronological order. So, first, Nier and a few others were dragged into a group chat with Saythe and a few of his friends. I was watching the whole conversation being streamed in voice chat, but wasn't actually in the group chat myself. Sadly, they were all also banned from said chat for eventually spamming a shit ton in there, because Saythe continued just running circles around the entire conversation. So, I don't really have any screenshots, but what we did get that's fucking beyond disgusting is the same treatment that one of his little buddies gave to Roadbreach. They seem to think that posting this sadistic video of animal abuse is somehow a funny troll, and Saythe condones this. So when being questioned about your disingenuous gaslighting behavior and baseless allegations, you guys think this shit is a funny troll? Y'all pieces of shit really fucking disgust me. Either way, after they were kicked from the group chat, Saythe made 3 different community posts, deleting one of them shortly after. The first one is just trying to gaslight Son of Cthulhu by twisting some of the earlier group chat messages out of proportion, all because they were on Nier's stream after being formerly associated with Saythe, and decided to go against him for the baseless pedo allegations. The second one, Saythe was trying to claim that Nier wanted to fuck Satan, of all fucking things, over a drawing he made between himself and a friend's OC. He conveniently deleted this after Athen called him out for it in the comments. Sadly, I have no screenshot of their interaction, however. And the third is just him doing a poll about his next video topic, one of the options of course being a response to Nier. After all this, he decided to do a stream, originally titled My Response to Brother Nier, which he's conveniently changed to Exposing Roadbreach. There's not much to really note about this stream, as it's mostly just Saythe molding in VC with a few of his friends. The only real noteworthy takeaway takeaway is how Saythe thinks he somehow exposed Roadbreach due to one single chat message in his live stream, which is probably why he changed the title of the stream, and we had a whole argument about this under his pinned comment. So the gist of this, an account who we cannot verify if it was or wasn't Roadbreach said something very sus in the chat of Saythe's stream. Saythe took this as irrefutable proof of Roadbreach admitting to and exposing himself, but this dumbass never actually clicked on the specific message and clicked the go to channel option to see if it was the real Roadbreach, which Roadbreach claims it was a fake account impersonating him. I tried drilling this into Saythe's dense skull, and conveniently the message is now missing or deleted from the live chat replay, so none of us can verify it, which Saythe uses to twist the narrative even further. He does this by claiming Roadbreach deleted it without ever confirming it was his channel to begin with. His compromise for this is to just go to any of the still existing and normal messages that the real Roadbreach left in his live chat and screen record himself actually going to his channel and doing what he should have done with the one fucking message he's trying to use to expose the guy. Not fucking this.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Which, even on its own as evidence, is beyond fucking weak. He can't actually verify that the one message he's trying to expose Roadbreach with was actually him, so he'll use any opportunity to gaslight and manipulate the situation. Which, considering you've been caught literally outright lying to people about admins in my server, brainwashing and grooming minors when you were in my server for months and know there's absolutely no fucking evidence supporting this, you're a beyond pathetic, manipulative piece of shit liar. I'm far more willing to believe Roadbreach over you. I also find his very last comment here especially rich in irony, because literally moments after, one of the mods posted this screenshot from Saythe's server, enticing literal harassment and dislike bombing Roadbreach's recent video defending himself. Just straight up breaking terms of service. Little did we know at the time, though, that he'd later resort to actually doxing him. So, here's where we move on to my friend Doom1's involvement with this. Shout out to him, by the way, give my boy some clout. But later the same day, he joined Saythe's server, mostly just trying to be funny by posting Nier's channel link. This inevitably led to Doom getting muted in their server and having a conversation with Saythe and one of his admins. Unfortunately, he didn't screenshot the entire thing, but there's still plenty to cover that I'm gonna do my best to summarize. So, starting with the earliest one I have, Saythe's admin is making some dumb argument about Chica being possessed by the soul of a dead child as confirmation that Roadbreach is a pedo. Saythe goes on to say that they're sending solid evidence of his pedophilic actions while stating they aren't trying to defame him, just explaining why they don't like him, which they're still running with this idea. You guys hate Roadbreach because he's a degenerate furry, not a pedo. You're conflating his attraction to the suit for the soul of a child, you idiots. Saythe then goes on to ask for an explanation of, quote, suspicious community posts, which, look at them. Does this really seem like damning evidence? No lolicon, nothing even inherently that degenerate aside from one furry bait post. They try claiming that one screenshot does still look like lollies, however, my counter to that would be they aren't sexualized. He's just sharing a random post, so this doesn't support your allegations. However, Saythe maintains the notion that this is somehow strong evidence and that no matter what he shows, it will deny it. I mean, when your evidence is this piss poor that you need to resort to twisting the narrative about what he's even attracted to in regards to something like Chica, yeah, no one is taking you seriously. And then he goes on to make even more excuses for not showing evidence, which were the exact reasons we went after you to start with, alleging he was a pedo without showing any evidence. The conversation then briefly devolves into an argument over the definition of a lolly and whether a specific character was one, the main reason being that apparently Roadbreach had drawn this character before, even though it wasn't drawn sexually. But they continue trying to twist this and even strawman Doom's argument by saying he's justifying teenage porn, which wasn't ever his point at all, with Saythe just mauling out of nowhere, accusing Nier of pressuring me into making this video based on a comment I left under Thunderstruck115's community post, which is just fucking rich. Honey, you think I was gonna pass up this opportunity from the start? I was the one to originally call you out in my server, and had Nier not done an impromptu stream the night of that, I was going to the very next day. But back on track though, the two of them continue strawmanning Doom's point and taking out of context that Roadbreach never drew porn or anything NSFW about said underage character, acting like we're desperate to defend him when Doom quickly clapped back at them, calling them out for projecting their desperation of wanting to defame the guy. Oh, and this dumbass admin literally asked Doom to look up lolicon, as if that proves their point that Roadbreach is a pedo, because he never drew it. You have to hold some kind of world record for mental gymnastics with dumbass fucking arguments like these. And it gets even better because the dumbass even admits that Roadbreach never drew any NSFW of said underage character, further proving how they're twisting anything to defame him by admission. But the argument evolves even more, with Saythe's mod just seemingly playing stupid and pedantic about the details surrounding their allegations, knowing full on well they have no evidence of him drawing anything remotely lolicon related, but acting like that's not important towards their allegations. They also for some reason thought any of us were trying to argue Roadbreach isn't a degenerate. Goes to show how well they listened during the debate on Nier stream, because I literally told him then I like making fun of Roadbreach for being a furry. These idiots somehow thought we were arguing against that, and that it somehow proves he's a pedo. The rest of this conversation isn't worth much, just more of the same, with them running circles around the allegations and looking for anything to twist and defame Roadbreach with. Saythe acts like all we've done is shit talk without disproving them, as if he was ever proven right to begin with. You were disproved the moment you posted a video slandering Roadbreach. They accused him of asking me for help as well, which, no. Roadbreach brought it to my attention, sure, but never asked me to do anything. I went to you and made this video all out of my own volition. Is free will just not something your two remaining brain cells can fucking comprehend? You also accuse him of needing backup, which, didn't you do an hour-plus long stream mauling over us with all your little buddies from your server? However, that concludes Doom's interaction in their server before he got banned, just continuing their pathetic, disingenuous, manipulative behavior. Now, I wasn't expecting to cover this next segment, and is a very late addition to the video, but so much keeps happening each day. First, big shout out to just some guy from the Discord server. Some of you might remember him from the Mayo Trepang stream I did. And he's a real homie for this, because he did some real digging for Nier and I, so I want to explain all of this to the best of my abilities, based on what we know so far. And long story short, this dumb motherfucker Saythe has been ban evading. He had a previous channel that got terminated an uncertain amount of time ago, outside of the few alt accounts we already knew existed. Some guy even dated the terminated account as far back as February 2021. And from what we can gather, the cause was a video of his getting removed for violating TOS. This was also allegedly the only video he had on that specific channel, so whatever it was that got it struck down is a very curious mystery. Regardless, however, his channel was still terminated off YouTube, thereby making the rest of his alt accounts all at risk too, because he's technically been ban evading with them. Saythe argued with Team YouTube on Twitter about his terminated channel, which, if anyone knows what that's like, you'd get a better response talking to a cabbage. But nevertheless, Saythe persisted, which also ended up leading to this pretty hilarious moment. And this tweet is made even fucking funnier when you see that Team YouTube actually responded, informing that they reviewed his video again by an actual person and still wouldn't reinstate his channel. So whatever the reason may be for being terminated, it seems YouTube didn't want you on the platform then, and for good fucking reason given every last decision you've made throughout this entire drama that I've tried highlighting throughout this very video.
Called his mother.
Alright, so the very last thing I want to go over is the doxing. I know I briefly mentioned it earlier at the beginning of the video, but these fucking douchebags are beyond pathetic. I mean it. So I have to go over this in little more in detail. They seem to think it's somehow a flex or fucking hilarious to literally dox this guy, and I know they'll deflect because Roadbreach had it on his Instagram or whatever, but no. You still doxed his mother's name, and you're still sharing his location while inciting harassment. You're not only breaking YouTube's TOS, but you're treading on thin fucking ice with the law over this as well. Saythe even threatened to dox me after I called him out for how pathetic a move this was, and even claimed he found my name, but swiftly deleted deleted the comment stating he found it. Luckily, however, I still got a screenshot of the whole thing. Meanwhile, his entire little cult hive mind are still trying to scare me with, "They found your name," which, you know, that's cute. You guys really treat this shit like it's a game, and you've just been digging your own fucking grave. I mean it. Like, you not only shot yourselves in the foot with this behavior, but just everywhere. You shot absolutely everywhere and everything. I mean, how the fuck do you expect anyone to ever believe you or take you seriously? How are you going to harp on any of us for defending Roadbreach with baseless accusations like my server grooming minors, or even harp on Roadbreach for just being a degenerate when you're out here pulling absolutely bottom of the barrel sewer goblin behavior such as fucking this? Like, what the actual fuck is wrong with you? You know what? No, don't answer that. Because I've seen enough from you to know you'll just give me another pathetic, petty, defensive excuse. All in all, you've proven to be one of the worst retards I've ever had the displeasure of meeting on this platform, and are one of, if not the most petty and disingenuous fucks I've seen, comparable to the likes of Sean the L and Vincent Martin. At this point, with both Saythe's retardation and me constantly having to add more into this video each day as results, well, I'm just fucking exhausted. He's just someone that does not belong on the platform anymore, and this video went from quickly just calling him out for slander into a full-on documentary exposing this guy. And I think I did my part today highlighting how big of a piece of shit and truly delusional Saythe really is.